You guys, long time no see. I know in my last video I said I was gonna start posting once a week, but obviously that didn't happen. But I'm still going to go through with it. I'm still going to try to post as much as I can. I have the time now and I'll give you guys a little life update. But I saw some comments on my last video that really like is my camera blurry? I really can't tell. I can't tell if my camera's blurry or my eyes. Or just no, I think it's fine. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, that I saw comments on my last video and I saw that some of you guys were commenting how you guys relate to my story and how I gave you guys some hope. So I feel like seeing that just made me want to even post more on here and just share everything. I want to be as transparent as I can with my law school process and what I'm going through as a first gen and like the barriers that I'm kind of going through and the good and the bad, all of it. I know some people find comfort in that, and honestly I wish I had that going through the process or like trying to apply to law school, because before you get to law school, before you start the application process, it feels like law school or being a lawyer feels so unattainable, at least to first gens. Like it feels like this dream that's like so extravagant. We hype it up more than it really is, and so I want to make this something that's attainable and someone that you relate to has done it, so you can do it. I want to create a little community here because I've done that on my TikTok and I absolutely love posting on there, and I love getting messages and I love getting people telling me their story, and I love that. So I wanted to do, I have notes on my phone. I want to do a little life update. Don't remember what I said in my last video, to be honest. And I don't know if I talked about work. When I made the last video, I was in summer. I was working at an employment firm and it was a class action firm. I loved it because the people and the attorneys were super nice. I learned so much, you guys. I learned how to write motions to the core. I learned how to write briefs, witness interviews. They offered me to stay there for the fall. When I got interviewed, they told me that they usually handpick their law clerks to be attorneys there. So I knew potential post-bar job, which is after you pass the bar, your job offer. That felt nice. It felt secure, but I will say, though I really liked the people and I learned a lot, I wasn't super excited about the work itself. I just felt like I was going into work and just sitting behind the laptop and just writing. I just didn't feel that excitement that I wanted. It was mentally draining. I didn't get that excited. We didn't go to court as much, and I feel like I needed something to feel excited about or passionate. It just didn't click there. And although other people might disagree with my decision, but I was like, I'm not gonna start already sacrificing what I want out of life this early on in my career, and I plan on never doing that. So I decided to leave. They're super nice about it as well. Just take a step back for the fall and the spring, which I'm so glad I did because I started my second year 2 months ago or a month ago. I'm not working, so freaking nice. Reflect on what I want in life. Here I go. I really just wanted to know what I want out of life and what I want out of a career, not focus so much on the title of being an attorney, if that makes any sense. I just wanted to focus and strive for the lifestyle that I want as opposed to for the title. As a first gen and as someone who is a law student, like hyper focused, being successful and being an attorney and the name of it and the title and the prestige, that you really lose sight of what you really want out of life, and that's why there's so many unhappy attorneys. So I just need to take a step back and really like hone in on that, and it's been going really good. I've been focusing more on social media, on my TikTok. I've been working with LSAT prep companies, which is just crazy to say because I'm like, what is even life? Like, what is happening? You know, I've been getting some income through there. It's not been a lot, but it's been enough to keep me afloat. I also have one of my mentors who just passed the bar a few months ago. She started her own like solo practitioner firm with her friends, and they do trademark law, they do all kinds of stuff. So they've been handing me little projects here and there, so I've been having the opportunity to do like legal stuff and still learning without like any strings attached, and still doing things that like I really enjoy. I just feel like everything that's happening in my life is so unconventional and it's so not traditional. Anyway, I feel like I've been rambling, but that's kind of what's going on, and I'm really enjoying life, you guys. There's still moments where I'm still stressed out. I'm like, what's happening? I just took, also, by the way, I took a midterm yesterday for evidence, and I studied really hard for that exam. I left that exam and I was like, what just happened in there? I don't know how I did. It's okay. Because law school, you never know how you do until you know. That's kind of my life update situation right now. I also don't know if I mentioned in my last video, but having my boyfriend in law school has been actually really nice. I met him first year, so I met him because he was in one of my classes in my section, and we started as best friends, study buddies, and then now he's my man. It's been nice to have that support system. I'm also living in San Diego by myself. I don't have any family here. He has his family here, so it's been nice to also have like that second family. His mom, you guys, could cry. His mom makes me lunch at school. He literally comes to school with 2 like bags of lunch. He gives me one because his mom makes me lunch. So anyway, just thought I'd mention that. Yeah, also because I've been doing like social media stuff and I've been doing TikTok, pre-laws at different universities have reached out to me to do presentations. I've been working on a project with one of my friends who's also a law student. She's gonna graduate in December, and it's for first gens who want to go to law school. So I don't want to say too much about it, but I will definitely keep you guys updated on this. Again, I'm gonna try and post frequently. So that project honestly has been taking a lot of time, also teaching me a lot. I'm excited because I don't know what's happening in my life. I don't know what I'm doing, and I have to remind myself that just because I'm not doing things traditionally doesn't mean that I'm falling behind or I'm not succeeding in my own ways. I'm just succeeding in different ways. So yeah, just a reminder that when you go to law school, your definition of success is going to be way different than somebody's definition of success. Don't get too caught up in comparing yourself, because you will be unhappy if you do. Everyone's journey is so different. Just don't put too much pressure on yourself on these situations. I've been going to networking events. It's been so fun, you guys, because going to networking events is so interesting being in this career, because you meet so many people who are not just lawyers. They're just like business owners. Some are investors, bankers. You meet bankers at networking events. You meet so many different people who are super successful, and I just love going there because that environment just feel like you're on a high. It gets you out of the mindset, that limiting mindset, because you're around these people, you're like, oh, I'm just like them, even though, you know, you're not just yet. Oh, also, I need to tell you guys, because this is kind of going with networking events. My friend, she got a job at this firm, and she had texted me 2 weeks into her job. My firm is paying for everybody to go to Cabo, all inclusive, everything free, and we get to bring in a +1. And she's like, do you want to come? I was like, hell yeah, I want to come. So I went to Cabo with her firm. So fun. I loved it. That was a networking event that I mean, that's something that I considered networking. I had a midterm that Tuesday. I was like, you know what? When else am I going to have this opportunity? Those are the moments that I'm like, is my life even real? I say this because everything is within reach. Everything tends to feel like a dream because it's something that I never thought was possible. Especially upbringing that I had, you know, the community I grew up in, the lifestyle that I had before even moving to San Diego for school. None of that felt possible. And then when I moved here, possibilities were endless. When you're thinking of going to law school, and when you're thinking that this is impossible, it's really freaking not. So within reach, we just feel like it's not just part of being a first gen. That's why I always suggest to leave your home, to go to networking events, to meet people, to take risks. All of it is within reach. I just feel like no one ever reaches. I wanted to get through a few questions that I got on my last YouTube video and just answer some other ones that I feel like are important for those who are trying to go to law school, because I just went and presented at my undergraduate at San Diego State. Love San Diego State. Have a Latinx pre-law society program now. Has been a success for them. I'm so happy. This is to go speak. My friend and I, my friend Vanessa, who's starting the project with me that I just talked about. Yeah, they asked me a few questions and I kept some in mind. That way I can share some questions and answers. First, I'm gonna get through the ones that I got asked on the YouTube video. How was the personal statement and essay experience for you? Can you give advice on the process? The personal statement was probably not the hardest, you guys. The LSAT was the hardest, let's be real. That traumatized me. But I will say the essay was really hard because most of the schools ask you for about 2 to 4 pages. Majority is 2 pages of a personal statement about you, your hardships, and what makes you want to go to law school. My camera got overheated, so I don't know what we're talking about. I think we're talking about statement, the essay. That's what I was saying. It was Very difficult because I had to write within 2 pages to 3 my whole life story. There's so much I want to share with you guys, but you're only giving me, it was technically, if you think about it, like 1.5 pages because it was double spaced. Really helped to hone in on a theme, indicated why I wanted to go to law school and what challenges I had to overcome. I didn't make it a pity party. I actually heard that's really bad. So don't try to victimize yourself so much in the personal statement. Just try to show more resilience and try to show more positive than negative. Of course, there's going to be like negative stuff that comes about. Have the negative, but make sure that you turn it into more positive and show more positive. Law schools really care about you succeeding there. The easiest way that I could put it, that their reputation isn't messed up. So as long as you could show that you have had some commitment and you've shown resilience, you're able to survive law school and you're able to survive hard situations and academically are competent. Just some competence, I promise you guys will be fine. But yeah, choose a theme and stick to that theme. Someone asked me, what did you do to jump from the 140s to the 150s? I actually got asked this question yesterday. I'm very patient with myself. Like I said, I tried to study for only 2 months and then apply to law school, but that didn't work because of my score. So from what I thought was going to be 2 months worth of studying, it turned out to be a year. I was okay with the idea of prolonging it as long as I was happy with the score. And I didn't register for the final LSAT until I was getting multiple practice scores back that reflected what I wanted. I took a bunch of practice exams before the actual one. I took practice sections. It was a day where I would sit down and do a practice section of reading comprehension, do it timed, and then after I would review it, blind review method. Practice sections and practice exams. I took multiple to kind of replicate the exam day. That way when I was actually taking the exam, I wasn't super nervous and I already knew the patterns of questions and I already knew what it consisted of. Get the fundamentals down of the LSAT, start practicing, start understanding why you're getting the questions right and why you're getting them wrong. And then after that, just take multiple practice exams and practice sections. LSAT Trainer by Mike Kim. Amazing. It's on Amazon. And then from that, I went on to LSAT Demon. Love LSAT Demon. I will die for them. But I also will say, sometimes like I would listen to their podcast. They're a little bit pessimistic. Just taught in a way that worked for me. If you're gonna listen to their podcast, don't take anything personal, because I would take things personal and it's okay. Someone said, can you talk about your process of getting offered these scholarships? So the scholarships that I got for the law schools that I got accepted to, I already knew I was going to receive scholarships, because what you can do when you're studying for the LSAT and when you're figuring out what law school you want to go to, you can search up their stats. Again, LSAT Demon, I keep talking about them, but they helped me get into law school. LSAT Demon has a scholarship estimator, so you're able to put in the state that you want to go to law school in. If you're an underrepresented minority, you have the option to put your goal LSAT score and then your GPA. So you'll have those stats and it'll give you a list of schools within that state, the likelihood of the scholarships they're going to give you. I just applied to the schools and just offer it with their acceptance letter, so it wasn't like a private thing that I had to go through. I just applied to the school and they're like, you got accepted and also you have this amount of scholarship that we're giving you. And again, there's also scholarships, private scholarships you can apply to if you don't get that much scholarship to the school you want to go to. Just be aware of that. Yeah, this is something that I do want to talk about that I was asked at the presentation that I had. A student asked me, what can you advise us as undergraduate students to do to prepare for law school? Like how can we, get a leg up? I know a lot of people say you can't really do anything to prepare. You can, you absolutely can, but I gave 2 responses. They contradict each other. First and foremost, I would just say to read for leisure. Pick up a rom-com, pick up a fantasy book, pick up anything and just start reading. As law school, you do a lot of reading, so you have to get comfortable with the amount. Also, I will say, when I started reading more before I went to law school, I also noticed that it helped me with the reading comprehension section. I also said, so nothing. do absolutely nothing, because I feel like this career, and once you go to law school, you see that everybody's so hyper focused, always trying to do something to prepare for what's coming next, trying to get ahead, always trying to do the most so that you're the most successful. There's no reason to start anything in undergrad. I genuinely just say enjoy undergrad, still focus on your grades, still consider that as the application process. It's so unique that it's one of those things that you have to do trial and error for. You kind of have to just go through it, and everything else will come. The opportunities will come, the networking opportunities will be there. No reason to rush. And that's actually something my dad always says, as no corras antes de caminar. So don't try to run before walking. You have your whole life. Once you're in law school, you're already setting yourself up for your whole life, your whole career. You have your whole life to figure it out. You have your whole career to improve. Everything will come with time. That's the best I could say. And I know that sucks, because I know that like overwhelming sense of imposter syndrome. You want to do the most you can to prepare and to feel comfortable and to feel safe. But you also will notice that once you go to law school, you're going to switch a lot of your study habits. You're going to realize some things no longer work for you. Yeah, I mean, I don't see the point of getting that started early. I feel like my mentality has changed so much from 1L. Going into law school, I had this idea of being an attorney and having this powerful role, right? And I saw myself going to trial, and I saw myself in the suits and the fancy suits, and going through law school and trying to like fit myself in that mold that was just not for me. It just made me super unhappy. And not saying that being an attorney is not for me, it is, but it's not in the ways that I envision. The less I started fighting that, the more happy I was getting, and the more opportunities in different ways were coming. Right now, I'm craving more of a certain type of lifestyle, that job title to fit me and to fit who I am. I still don't know what that looks like. I'm still figuring that out, but in the meantime, I have this opportunity to be sharing my journey through here and also on TikTok. I've released so much pressure on myself, and I've released so much expectation, just seen so much progress. Even academically, you guys, I've just been doing so much better in school. Ironic, because I've been stressing way less and focused on different, like on other, still on school, but on other projects and other things that make me happy, and just things just are falling into place. I'm just trusting the process. For those of you who want to go to law school and who are going into law school, that's what I suggest. There's really nothing that I could say that will prepare you for 1L or will make your 1L easier than what it's going to be. Just be patient with yourself and just trust yourself, and know that everything that is meant for you will happen. Everything that is meant for you will be in a line to you. Everything that is meant for you will not pass you. Release pressure, release these ideas of, am I gonna get a job? Am I gonna get an internship? Am I gonna do this right? Am I like worthy? Release that and trust you're there for a reason. Go to networking events, meet attorneys who fit your lifestyle, meet attorneys who you relate to, who admire, and who you want the same kind of life that they have, and listen to those attorneys, no one else. Yeah, that is my little update. I hope that this wasn't too all over the place. I will try to film once a week and try to post as much as I can on here. I'm still going to post like my TikToks on here as shorts. That way at least I'm consistent if I'm not posting like actual videos. Again, if you guys want to see different kinds of videos, let me know. Maybe I could do like a day in the life, what my day-to-day looks like, what kind of things that I'm doing. But yeah, oh my god. Okay, yay! Wow, I'm so glad I filmed today. See you guys next time, and yeah, I look forward to talking to you guys. Okay, bye you guys. Mwah.